Host at the Law and Crime Network, Brian Buckmeyer, joins me now for more on this. Brian, prosecutors yesterday, I want to ask you about this strategy because it was just a bail hearing, but they called 3 witnesses to the stand. How unusual is that?
It's not really that unusual. With a bail hearing or detention hearing, the prosecution wants to give just enough to show the judge that this person could possibly be a flight risk, a danger to themselves, or a danger to the community at large. And that's the standard by which a judge will decide whether or not bail should be given, meaning, am I going to let you get out of jail with $50,000, $500,000, or bail be denied, as was here, meaning no amount of money will get you out. I don't think you're going to come back because of the strength of the case and the seriousness of the allegations.
Now, the state says that Corey's internet searches showed she looked up things like what is a lethal dose of fentanyl? What does a death certificate say if someone is poisoned? How damning is that for the defense?
It's extremely damning. Like, I know why I do it as an ABC legal contributor and defense attorney. I'm looking at what the case might provide. The defense has also put a similar explanation that she was tracking how her case was going, but I don't think that quite passed the laugh test in the sense of, depending on the timing of when she's doing the search, this can be extremely incriminating, or it could be her trying to cover her tracks to say, am I going to get caught? So it's very damning.
Her husband's sister says that Corey took out multiple life insurance policies, but the defense says money was not a motive here and that there wasn't fentanyl in the home. Is that enough to raise reasonable doubt and get a not guilty verdict?
It's enough to raise doubt. Whether or not it's reasonable, I think, is a completely different question. They have to provide another motive. When it comes to a wife killing a husband or vice versa, oftentimes it's love or money. And taking out multiple life insurance policies on your husband, writing a book, that sounds like more than enough motive to kill him. In terms of no fentanyl being found there, I think that's a great argument. I don't know if it's going to carry the day. It is going to raise some question. And maybe, as we always say as defense attorneys, you need just one. Maybe it's enough for one juror to hold out, but I don't think it's enough to get an acquittal.
She wrote a children's book about grief after her husband's death. How much is that book going to be a part of this trial?
I think it really depends on how much she or her defense attorney is bringing in. I mean, I'm hoping that no one brings up books about sleeping or children talking to the police if you and I get arrested, but for her, it's so crucial to what she's talking about the loss of her husband. If she takes the stand, if she talks about grief, if she talks about how this operated with her children, I think it's fair game for the prosecution. But I think our personal ventures and the books that we write don't come into court this way.
So what happens next in this case?
The next time we're going to see this defendant in court, I think they're going to be scheduling a preliminary hearing. A preliminary hearing or a grand jury presentation are the ability for the prosecution to show the judge, we have enough evidence to go forward towards trial. It's a little different than a bond hearing, but it's similar in the sense of they just have to prove just enough by a preponderance of the evidence or 51% chance that she's the one who committed this crime. Then the case will be put over for discovery, other types of arguments, but ultimately a trial.
All right, Brian Buckmeyer, always great to have you. Thank you.
My pleasure.